1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, wait a minute. I don't go past 7. Yeah. It's top 7. Hi, I'm the Bearded Movie Guy, and today I'm talking about top 7 biographies. Now, before we get into this is my opinion. These are just 7 biographies that I think are really, really good and I think everyone should see. Keeping that in mind, here we go. Number 7, Gandhi. Gandhi is a 1982 film directed by Richard Attenborough and starring Ben Kingsley in the title role. Gandhi looks at the life and death of a man who forever changed the landscape of India for the better. He single-handedly started the movement of non-violent protesting, and it's still used today. My only gripe about this movie is it's just too darn long. But Ben Kingsley's performance as Gandhi purely makes up for it. The man is a talent, when he's not the Mandarin. I guess he wasn't really the Mandarin. Trevor. Whatever. Number 6, The Elephant Man. Oh, it's The Elephant Man. Oh, look at that. The Elephant Man is a 1980 film directed by David Lynch, starring John Hurt in the title role of The Elephant Man. The film starts as Frederick Travis, I probably said his name wrong, played by Anthony Hopkins, finds John Merrick, the Elephant Man, in a Victorian freak show on the East End of London. He takes him in thinking he'd be a good subject matter for study at the College for Medicine. Instead, he finds a man that is just desperate to be understood, to be more than a monster, and is just longing for relationship. Anthony Hopkins is terrific as the doctor, and David Lynch's direction is just spot on. And choosing to shoot the movie in black and white was a perfect choice. But the biggest nod has to be given to John Hurt, playing John Merrick. You can't even recognize John Hurt, and John Hurt is a fantastic actor. Yet he was still able to give a very nuanced performance. Just excellent. Number 5, Capote. Capote is a 2005 film directed by Bennett Miller, starring Philip Seymour Hoffman in the title role of Truman Capote. The film follows the events of Capote writing his non-fiction book, In Cold Blood. This deservedly won Philip Seymour Hoffman an Oscar for Best Actor. His performance is really impressive and measured, as you follow Capote around on his journey of investigating grisly crime and through all the social affairs that he was involved in. And it's all seen through the lens of the man who is a very big enigma. Number 4, Lawrence of Arabia. Lawrence of Arabia is a 1962 film directed by David Lean, starring Peter O'Toole in the title role of T.E. Lawrence. An epic among epics, Lawrence of Arabia is considered to be one of the greatest films ever made. From setting to runtime to performances, everything in this is larger than life. It's massive in scope and scale, and has some of the most incredible scenes you're ever going to see in desert warfare footage. Peter O'Toole is fantastic as the charismatic and unrealistic Lawrence. And it has Alec Guinness too. What more could you want in a film? Number 3, Lincoln. Lincoln is a 2012 movie directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Daniel Day-Lewis as the United States President Abraham Lincoln. Although this does not cover most of Lincoln's life, it does cover one of his most important periods, the ending of the Civil War and slavery. Daniel Day-Lewis is not in this movie. I can say that. He's not. What they did, they actually built a time machine, switched him with Lincoln, brought Lincoln forward for all the scenes he needed to shoot, and then put him back. They didn't tell him about the theater thing. They should have, but they didn't because they didn't want to mess up history. He totally just is Lincoln. So much so that he walks around when he's not on set like Lincoln. I'm not his biggest fan, but the man can act. Tommy Lee Jones also gives a stand-up performance as Republican Congressman Thaddeus Stevens. Number 2, Ip Man. Ip Man is a 2008 film directed by Wilson Yip, starring Donnie Yen in the title role of Ip Man, a grandmaster in the martial art of Wing Chun and Bruce Lee's first teacher. Very rarely do martial arts and biographical films go together so well as Ip Man does. Ip Man is both a feast for your eyes with locations and settings, and a feast for your action nerve, with some of the best cinematography and choreography of fights ever put to film. Donnie Yen takes his game to a whole other level. His acting is incredible, and his fists move so fast that you can barely see them at certain points. This looks at Ip Man's earlier life, when he's a grandmaster in China, and during the Japanese occupation. It is exciting, stellar, and incredibly filmed. Number 1, Sgt York. Sgt York is a 1941 film directed by Howard Hawks, starring Gary Cooper as one of the most decorated World War I veterans, Alvin York. Alvin York was a drunk hooligan for the early part of his life, but changed that all around and became a Christian. When World War I happened, he got enlisted and, against protesting, went anyways and became a hero. Cut off with his squadron with only a few of his fellow soldiers, he himself managed to capture 132 Germans by cornering their captain and ordering them all to lay down arms. thus becoming a national hero. Gary Cooper is fantastic as York. He captures both his wilder days and his more quieter days where he just really wants to live in peace. Sgt York is one of those incredible feel-good films about a man who overcame his demons and made his mama proud. So there's 7 movies that I think everyone should see, about some incredible people that have changed history in a lot of ways. Let me know what some of your favorite biographies are. Thanks for watching, subscribe and share this with your friends, and until next time, stay brave everyone. You've been watching the top 7 biographies. People that did awesome things with their lives. Let the Bearded Movie Guy know what kind of top 7s you want to see. Movies, top 7 actors, top 7 birds that were in film, with bow ties on, whatever you come up with, I don't know, who'll do it. And as always, YouTube safely.